your boy Zach's gone completely insane. He's just jumped the shark, gone full woke. He's using SJW talking points. I have no idea what's happening over there, but the guy needs to get back on track. And he's been going at all of his allies in the space who have been fighting the culture war along with him ever since his channel blew up in 2017. The people who have blown up alongside him. And his criticism is so hypocritical. He's gone at me now because of a video I made about Ultimate Spider-Man the other day that is going viral in SJW woke circles. And he's agreeing with the woke SJWs. He's actually saying that race swapping is a good thing. What? Huh. We'll get into this in just a moment, guys. If you want actual culture war fighters in the comic space, guys, you found the right channel here with JDA Talks Comics. Hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. And not only are we doing this, but we're also creating our own wonderful alternative fiction. I got some great comments the other day from some early readers on my books. This is a new science fiction graphic novel, and as you can see, we're crushing it. We're almost to $27,000. I would love you to help us get there today. This is a great book, The Hidden Emperor. It is action adventure. If you miss the way that Star Wars was, Warhammer 40K, if you like old Starship Troopers stuff, this is going to be for you, 100%. We are bringing it back, and I appreciate y'all for supporting this so much. You can back just The Hidden Emperor and just read this book, or there's a full series. Get the complete Aileron adventures if you really want to delve deep into our world. And we're just getting started. Oh, there's such exciting stuff coming up, guys. But I'm going to stick with it one project at a time. I'm a very prolific writer, so you've come to the right place if you want a real alternative. All right. So yeah, this is he's been posting this over and over again. And this is in the description below. So thank you. Point and laugh. And he says this every time there's a video about Rachel Zegler, Snow White, or whatever. He's saying to point and laugh, and he's calling the culture war critics clowns who are talking about it. Now, Rachel Zegler's come under a lot of fire because she's brown Snow White. It doesn't make any sense. Disney is casting this as an intentional culture war slight, trying to race swap people and gaslight people on this whole deal. This is everything your boy Zack's complained about with comics. He built his entire channel on the race swapping and gender swapping and gay swapping that was going on in Marvel and DC Comics. His entire fame is based on the fact that he was complaining about these people and complaining about what Heather Antos was doing and Vita Ayala was doing, etc. But now he's saying, hey, you middle-aged men shouldn't be complaining about these younger girls in this stuff doing this stuff. Well, wait a minute, Zach, that's exactly what you do. We can just search your channel and find all the Heather Antos videos. It's exactly the same thing. So why are you saying to your allies that they're bad people, that they're stupid, that they're pathetic for building their channels and actually calling out the evil in culture that you used to call out? That's why we watched you, bro. That was the entire point. But this is a completely unhinged thing. It's not just one post. He keeps doing this stuff. I mean, look, Tom King's ruining Jenny Sparks. Well, if Tom King's ruining Jenny Sparks, like, why do you point and laugh at this? You literally are like schizo within 1 hour of posting. And by the way, the YouTube community tab is not Twitter, you boy Zach. Like, I mean, my God, just get back on Twitter if you want to tweet. It's so stupid. But he keeps going, and he's going against his own commenters who's like, what the hell? He's been losing, on average, about 33, 34 subscribers per day because of this. And it's really, really sad. He says, if you obsessively stalk anyone, you will eventually hear them say something offensive. So, again, your entire channel, Vita Ayala, Miss T. Franklin, Mags Visaggio, these are people that you obsessively stalk their Twitter feeds and find offensive things that they say. And to be fair, they do say a lot of offensive, crazy, cringy things, and they do it because they're woke crazies trying to fight this culture war in a comic space medium that we want back. And it was a valuable thing you're doing with that. You should mock them. You should shame them. They should feel terrible for what they're doing. They should feel ostracized for what they're doing. Their destruction of comics and the comic industry has been a terrible thing. And guess what? That applies to Disney. It applies to movies. It applies to TV shows. You can stop simping for freaking crappy fake Snow White, which is going to be a feminist retelling of the story that doesn't even do justice to the original story. And on top of it, it's just a bastardization of everything. It's cheaply made. It's horrible. They're virtue signaling on every single level. And it's cringy. Why wouldn't we make fun of it? Just like we make fun of The Acolyte for being the same thing and Doctor Who for being the same thing. Just because it's not in comics, Zack, doesn't make it invalid. In fact, more people care about these than comics because comics has shot itself in the foot so hard that comics are dead and nobody's even following comics anymore. And maybe that's what you're actually mad about. Your channel's been on a decline for a long, long time. You really just haven't upped your shtick whatsoever. And now you're turning on your own fans. You're turning on the people who built you. You're turning on even what you used to say and even what you just said an hour ago. Why? Just because you're bitter and angry? This is exactly what you used to accuse all the comic pros of doing back in the day. You'd be like, oh, you should just be selling your hot dogs to the hot dog vendors. Well, guess what? Your hot dog vendor stand set up, and all your anti-woke people came, and they lined up around the block, and everybody was like, wow. And they, these people tried to, if you want to go back, they tried to threaten you out of Comic Cons. They were threatening violence against you, Zack, in the industry. These people you're trying to appeal to now. And we stood with you. We stood with you on that because you were telling the truth. And that was exactly what we wanted out of your hot dog stand, Zack. That's it. Now, you've turned on that, and you've told all the people, screw you. You've said not to follow you, and you've said it's better that they're not following you. It's exactly what the mainstream industry is. It's very crazy. And you're ranting about this every hour, point and laugh at these doc yokels who are obsessed with a tiny girl who's half their age. Oh my gosh, point and laugh against Ryan Kinnell. Ryan Kinnell's a good guy, Zack. What are you doing? I mean, this is crazy. And then he goes and attacks T. Franklin right before that, over and over and over again. Why do you care what T. Franklin says? She's got like 2 followers. Her following's like 1/100th of your size. She has no influence whatsoever. So why is it okay to attack her relentlessly, but it's not okay to point and mock Rachel Zegler, who's just as cringy and doing things on a bigger scale that's actually influencing kids? You forget a lot of us, quote, middle-aged yokels have kids, and we don't want our kids influenced by this stuff. I know you don't have kids, Zack. Maybe that's the problem. You don't understand. But it's a big deal. Influencing the next generation matters. Yeah, culture matters with your boy John. It's insane. But Zack actually went at me, and that's the reason I'm doing this. He made a video the other day, More Waves Than the Ocean, and he talks about race swapping. And for some reason, he's on Reddit on this, like, it's an anti-SJW Reddit. So like a anti, I guess it's like a pro-SJW Reddit. It's dedicated to attacking people like me and Ryan Kinnell, etc. And they said another day, another race swap brings out the crazies. And we're crazy for noticing at this point. Notice that, like, they just did it in Snow White. They just did it in The Little Mermaid. They're doing it in Ultimate Spider-Man. They're doing it in everything all the time. There's a new race swap every day just removing white people. And it is a white genocide in culture. They're trying to turn the culture against white people. It's about hating white people. And that needs to be called out. It really does. If this was being done to black people, they'd be shrieking racism all up and down the aisle. But it never was done to black people. That's the crazy part. And so we're not crazy for noticing. We're not crazy for observing. We're not crazy for saying this sucks and these people hate you and you shouldn't buy it. No, that's rational. You're crazy for saying it's totally fine and putting your blinders on, putting your head in the sand like an ostrich at this point. Well, that's what Zack's trying to promote here. And he calls us shitheads for noticing this. He says, don't call them Nazis, call them shitheads. Cool. Attack your own audience more, Zack. Attack us who are actually fighting the culture war, who are blacklisted by these assholes who, these people want you dead, Zack, as much as they want us dead. They're never going to sleep with you as much as you virtue signal. Really is. But he goes on this video to make the craziest take ever, that there's nothing wrong with the race swap here. He just says it's her costume's too bland. What? That's insane. What a dumb take. Again, like, her costume is bland and bad, but the race swap is bad too. Like, that doesn't, if she just used the black costume with a little bit of fur on it or something like that, it wouldn't make it better. Not at all. It's crazy. And on top of that, he says that a good race swap, he actually points out a, quote, good race swap, showing it to be Norman Osborn. And he says because Norman Osborn's got kind of wavy hair, that makes sense to race swap him, and he applauds that. What the hell are you talking about? This is crazy too. It's not good to race swap any of these characters. Leave the white characters alone. especially the gingers, and that's what we're talking about more than anything. The ginger side, my gosh, and that's why I'm making my book, guys, because we made this character intentionally. We saw the ginger side going on in comics. We saw the race swapping going on. Every redhead was being replaced by a black chick, and we made this character intentionally to combat that. We made the character feminine and beautiful in order to combat the fact that they're androgenizing all the feminine characters. This is a slap in the face to the comic industry, and we did it by telling a good story with that in it, because they think you can't. They think unless you have a girl who looks like a boy who's a black lesbian, it's just not even worth looking at and not worth publishing. I'm dead serious. If you go into YA publishing, they will not even publish books without that in it at this point. And so we're pushing back, and that's why you should support us here, guys. This is a great book. You're really going to enjoy it. It's the opposite of the nonsense your boy Zach's preaching at this point. And honestly, Zach, we make better books than you now, too. Shots fired. Gosh, it's really sad to see the Mighty's Fallen. It's really sad to see a 100K channel just screwing things up that badly. But I hope we've earned your follow here. I hope we've earned your subscribe and your back of a book, because we're going to keep fighting. We're never going to back down. We are going to win because we've already won. We have good on our side. We have truth on our side. And that will never stop, and that will never cease. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the support. Leave a comment down below what you think about this. We'll be back soon.